Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the City of Bayonne Planning Board for the month of September. At this time, we'll call the meeting to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Chairperson Fiamonte,
Here?
Vice Chair Velardo,
Here.
Commissioner Veloz is absent, Commissioner Booker,
Here.
Commissioner Majorano is absent, Commissioner Locke,
Here.
Commissioner Rhodes is absent, Commissioner Scheibel,
Here.
Commissioner Lubach.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. All rise for the pledge. Next on the agenda, we have the statement with regards to the Open Public Meetings Act Sunshine Law. This regular meeting of the City of Bayonne Planning Board has complied with the Open Public Meetings Act Sunshine Law. Annual notices of the schedule of regular meetings were published in both the Jersey Journal and Star Ledger newspaper. The schedule of regular meetings for calendar year 2025 is filed with the City Clerk's office. A copy of the agenda of tonight's meeting is posted on the bulletin board in the lobby of the municipal building and on the City of Bayonne website. Next on the agenda, adoption of minutes. Okay, all right. So we will move, thank you for that. We will move to our communication section.
Communications. First, we have a council resolution authorizing and directing the planning board to conduct a preliminary investigation to determine whether property located at 301 Constitution Avenue and 300-302 Constitution Avenue in Block 803, Lot 1, Block 815, Lot 1, constitutes a non-condemnation area in need of redevelopment pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law. No action required at the present time.
Okay, noted.
Next, municipal council resolution authorizing and directing the planning board to prepare a redevelopment plan for certain property located at 1191-1195, 1197 and 1199 John F. Kennedy Boulevard in City Block 33, lots 10, 11, and 12 on the official tax map of the City of Bayonne pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law. No action required on that either.
Okay, thank you.
Next is municipal council resolution authorizing and directing the planning board to prepare a redevelopment plan for certain property located at 81-87 East 22nd Street in City Block 449, Lots 6 and 7.01 on the tax maps of the City of Bayonne pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law. And lastly is the municipal council, next to last. Two from last. Municipal council resolution authorizing and directing planning board to prepare a redevelopment plan for certain property located at 62.5-72 Prospect Avenue in City Block 449, lots 21, 22, and 23 on the official tax maps of the City of Bayonne pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law. Next is municipal council resolution authorizing and directing the planning board to prepare a redevelopment plan for certain property located at 1037-1041 Broadway in City Block 45, Lot 20 on the official tax map of the City of Bayonne pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law. And the last is 25.016. That's a communication. And that is from the Law Office of Prime and Duval and Maselli with regard to, let's see. I'm a little lost on this, Alicia. You had handed it to me. Oh, that long one.
Those pages.
Thank you. As you are aware, this office represents the applicant with regard to the application for preliminary and final major site plan approval for the site located at 15 East 23rd Street Urban Renewal LLC. Before the board votes on the resolution of approval this evening, we would like to clarify two items. Number one, with regard to the applicant's name, the applicant is properly known as 15 East 23rd Street Urban Renewal LLC. In several instances, the applicant was identified as 15 East 23rd Street, Urban Renewal LLC, where the E is spelled out as East, and in some communications with the board, we used the entity name before it was converted to an urban renewal entity. However, both the owners consent for the filing of the application and public notice of both hearings. Both use the proper version of the applicant's name, and the resolution before you should have the applicant's name as 15 E 23rd Street, Urban Renewal LLC. And two, the owner of the property in St. John Paul II Church, the application at Section 2 sets forth the owner as Mitchell Barakovsky. The identification made in this section was treated as owner of the applicant as opposed to owner of the property. Furthermore, the application was executed by applicant's attorney on behalf of the owner. For clarification, the applicant's attorney is not the attorney for the property owner. The property owner's attorney is the law firm Corella, Byrne, Cecchi, Brody, Agnello, PC. Notwithstanding the aforementioned, the application includes an owner's consent from St. John Paul II Church to applicant consenting to the filing of the application. A copy of the owner's consent is attached here too. Applicant asks that the above clarification be presented at the hearing as a communication before the planning board votes on this resolution this evening, which has been done. We will take action on this when we do the resolutions later on this evening.
Okay, thank you for clarification.
And that concludes the communications.
Okay, so we're at our public hearings?
We're at our public hearings, number 6, P-24-034, presentation of a redevelopment plan for property located at 626-628 Avenue E in City Block 405, Lot 31, as shown on the official tax map of the city of Bayonne. Mr. Reinertsen. Thank you, Mr. Reinertsen.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Good evening.
So, should I be sworn in?
Yes, you should.
I do. Okay, name for the record is Ronald Reinertsen, Reinertsen. I work for CME Associates at 1 Tower. What is it now? We just moved 2 days ago. 1 Tower, East Brunswick, New Jersey. It's the buildings right by the turnpike there.
Thank you.
So anyway, pleasure being here. I'm sorry my name is a little confusing. Nathan Foot's name would have been a lot easier, but I'm here. So basically, we're here to present the redevelopment plan to council. It's on the agenda for adoption. And Cyril from our office has made a nice PowerPoint, so I'm just going to direct them here. We have the picture of the site as is, so if you could just move that to... Okay, so the area in need of redevelopment is shown on the left. Let the record show on the left slide is the diagram of the site from far away, but on the right side, that's actually the area in need of redevelopment. Again, officially it's known as Block 405, Lot 31, and it's right by the East 40th overpass. Right across the street's a gas station. They probably wondered why I was parked there tonight, but I didn't have any other place to park. So Cyril, if we can go to the next one. Basically, we're just going to go over a background of what the statutory requirements are, how we got here, and where we're going. Items 1 through 4, all listed here, are addressed on page 1 of the plan. So basically, item 2 talks about, obviously I said item 1 is what the redevelopment plan is for, that particular block and lot, again, 405 Lot 31. This property was designated an area in need of redevelopment by City Council. That would actually be, just for the record, that would have been Resolution R13. It was a non-condemnation area designation, and per resolution, the council had previously authorized the planning board to prepare a redevelopment plan for the designated area. And that actually was Resolution 2306-14-040. Again, it's all listed on page 1 of the plan, but again, just for the record. If we can go to the next slide. These are, there's required components of any redevelopment plan. I'm not going to go over each of these for you, but it's listed on the next few pages. I just want to go over the acquisition and relocation portion of it. This is a non-condemnation plan, and it's covered under Section 4.0, which states that relocation plan pursuant to Section 7 of the LRHL will not be required. So that is, it's listed, that's the statute, but that's not part of this particular plan. So if you could just go over to the next two. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not going to read each of these. If anybody wishes me to read them, I will, but they're A through H. So let's just say this, confirming every portion that is required by statute is within this plan. So the redevelopment goals and objectives are on page 2, and I'm just going to read, a little bit here. To provide for the coordinated and orderly development of vacant and underutilized parcels in a manner consistent with the city's master plan, Hudson County Strategic Revitalization Plan, and State Development and Redevelopment Plan. Now, goal 2 is to promote the revitalization of vacant and underutilized sites with viable land uses. And goal 3 is to promote redevelopment that is appropriate for the redevelopment area's unique location, the surrounding land uses, and proximity to mass transit facility. And then goal 4 is to ensure high quality and attractive residential redevelopment to provide different types of housing opportunities in the city of Bayonne. So just briefly, I mean, it is right next to the light rail system, so we're near transit. We've had other developments similar to this right along Avenue E, so this really fits in well. If you can just go to the next set of goals. I'm not going to go over each of these goals, but I thought those were the really important ones right up top. Where it's located, the type of design that's contemplated, the type of development, which is residential, and it'll be attractive for the community. If you can go to the next one, Cyril. There are permitted uses. I'm going to highlight the only permitted use in the zone. It's multifamily residential apartment buildings is defined herein and consisting only of 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom units. Apartments with 3 bedrooms or more are not permitted. So 1 and 2 are permitted, 3 are not. Basically, this land development regulations start on page 4 of the plan in case anyone's reading along. I just want to point out one item that not on the slide. 2.1 general regulations states the standards contained within this redevelopment plan shall supersede the city's existing regulations, including the zoning regulations of the underlying zone permitted use, bulk requirements, and other provisions found within the Bayonne Codes Chapter 33. Just wanted to point that out because you could also do overlay zones. This is not an overlay zone, it supersedes. If you can go to the next one, Cyril. I'm not going to get into the accessory uses. I'll just say the prohibited uses is any use that's not expressly permitted is prohibited. If we could go to the next one. Bulk requirements. Okay. It starts on page 5 of the plan. Minimum lot area is 6,500 square feet. The minimum lot frontage on Avenue E is 65 feet. Impervious coverage is 95 feet. And I'm not going to go into the details, but as it goes along, it's really, it's a plan that reflects the parcel at hand. If you can go to the next one, Cyril. And we have some more. Residential unit count is limited to 20 dwelling units. I wanted to hit on that one. 20 dwelling units is maximum. And then they do have minimum residential floor area, really to ensure that there's enough floor area in the area, for appropriate living facilities. If you can go to page 12, you're on there. Parking, okay. Off-street parking is permitted and required as surface parking or structured parking. So it goes into, there's minimum number of off-street parking spaces. I just want to point out one thing. A lot of these plans were written, the RSIS has changed. They have parking maximums now. A lot of times the parking used to be worried about parking minimums. That's not really in here, but the plan is what it is, and they go into vehicle stall dimensions and such and curb cuts. I'm just saying this for the future reference, that that's really changed the way we think about parking in New Jersey to make it more flexible. And that was the whole idea of parking maximums, to say to a board or to a council, hey, maybe it's not, something that may be appropriate, say, in Monroe Township, not really appropriate in Bayonne. We're near mass transit. We don't need as much parking. And that started on page 6, by the way. So then we just have, are you on the design standards. So I'm not going to go into each of them, but I think basically the whole idea is that there's building setbacks and type of articulation put in here, streetscape, lobby, lounge location, site lighting. All of these themes are design-oriented to ensure that when something is built, when an applicant comes here before the planning board, that they have an appropriate plan that will fit into the city and be, high quality. And those regulations start on page 8. If we go to the next page, we have some examples. Really just, we had planted buffers consisting of street trees. At least 2 street trees shall be provided along the sidewalk of the subject property. I believe that would be in the right-of-way, so that would probably have to be done in conjunction with your Department of Public Works or whoever handles the street tree plantings. Cast iron grates are required whenever street trees are planted. That's the protection of the street trees, and I'd say that it's an attractive element. Then I think I jumped the gun here when proposing a streetscape parking bed. The right-of-way on a given street shall be considered. So it should enhance the corridor, not restrict sight lines, accessibility of pedestrian movements. Can't be done haphazard. It's not going to be planting all over the place. Got to be in conjunction. We need clean sight lines for safety. We need to ensure public movement throughout that doesn't get impeded. So basically, the last page is relationship to other plans, and there's a little more detailed in the plan, but basically, the Bayonne Master Plan was examined, and it was seen that this plan was consistent. The Hudson County Master Plan, and it seen that this was consistent. The State Development and Redevelopment Plan, which is finally going to be revised, hopefully. Keep the fingers crossed, Brian. But it's consistent because this is in a PA1 area, the growth area. And we also supposed to examine relationship to contiguous municipalities. There are none here, so that was not examined. So last page, that's not my smiley, but I'm here for questions. I think in the end of the day, it's a good plan. I just want to put out a couple of items that were brought to my attention that may need to be changed. There was some question about open space calculations and what counts as open space. And basically, one of the intents was to include recreation areas as open space. So I proposed to basically just refine a bit the definition of open space. It's actually in section 2.66 for the record. I'm just going to go here because I wrote this up today. And it just modify it to say what open space is and have open space as a defined term because that's what it is in the ordinance. Instead of lowercase, it's uppercase. Capital O, capital S, it's 15%. And then right there it said, which may include any of the following elements in any combination. It said common rooftop terraces. This is on page 11 with passive recreation. And then I just added B, recreation facility. It's just an easy fix to clarify that. And definition of stories. There was one question about that because we have the definition of habitable spaces. Habitable spaces are considered really human, sleeping quarters, living quarters, cooking quarters. So I think what we might have to do, and that's a defined term in your ordinance, we may just have to tweak that a bit to say any non-usable space is not considered a story. Then that is, I'm just waiting for height. The height of the building, minor items. I think that we captured most of what your ordinance exempts. I think I just had mentioned that, I think we just, in the plan, it just didn't say stair bulkheads and awnings were, I don't think we really need awnings, but I think we need to clarify that stair bulkheads, elevator and stair bulkheads are exempt, which would match what your ordinance says. That was the intent. And then I think there was a question about the deviations, the way it was written. And they were lumping waivers in for proofs, which were more applicable to what we call C variances. So what I did is in section 2.1, just tweaked it a bit to basically clarify where the deviations are. It really has to do with NJSA 4055 D70C, and then I just put in a line, or design waivers as set forth in NJSA 4055 D51, because by statute and by law, municipal land use law, those are two different items. You have to do the positive and negative criteria for bulk relief, but not for design waivers. Those are two different things. So I delineated that, and again, it was just a small clarification. It was an easy fix. And I think that may be about it. I think there was some questions. I think I covered everything. If anyone else has anything, I think there might have been some question about height.
Okay.
So basically, I'll leave it up to the board and stuff. If there was a question, maybe 70 feet wasn't enough to it.
Okay, not a problem. We're going to go through our process, see if
Absolutely.
commissioners
So-
have any questions, and then...
I'm done. I went over a little more than 6 minutes, but I apologize.
That's okay. Thank you, Mr. Reinerson. So commissioners, are there any questions for Mr. Reinerson of his testimony? Commissioner Locke?
Yes, hi.
How
Good
are you?
evening. I just have a quick question about some of the bulk standards.
Sure.
So for here, I'm not sure if I'm reading it right, but could you tell me what the side setbacks are? Because it doesn't like.
Okay, let's just, it's actually in the PowerPoint. Permitted uses. Thank you, Cyril. You put them all in there. Bulk requirements is 0 feet from the public right-of-way. Basically, they range. It depends on which blocks they are. They go by the lots next door. So, do you got a tax map there, Cyril? I mean, I don't have one right here. That's my fault. But basically, it's 0 feet from the public right-of-way. From lot 32 is 0 feet. Lot 30 is 5 feet, and lot 3 is 10 feet. And I apologize, I don't have it. So it doesn't define as side and rear. It just goes by block. And I think Cyril, if you can go back to the original
very neat
slide on
clarification.
page 2. So again, that's one thing with redevelopment plans. Sometimes you're used to seeing side and rear yard setbacks. Sometimes it's designed specifically. How about no, prior to that, I want the aerial. So you see it's designed to have setbacks from each of these parcels. So it's site specific. I just don't know what the 10 feet is. I apologize for that one. That's,
Okay.
I mean,
think
I could look it up for you, but that's what it is. I don't have a tax map with me. That's my fault. Tax maps on the plan? Anybody got a plan? Would help. Does anyone have a hard copy of the plan?
I don't have a hard copy.
You got a hard copy? The gentleman had a great question. He just wanted to know where the setbacks were. So I just wanted, since we have this up here, and maybe I'll just go over to the board and see if you could help me out with the.
To the north is the park, so
Yeah.
there's a little pocket park on that corner.
And the east would be the rail.
Transit, which I haven't got a comment on.
I would think that's the biggest setback.
Okay. I think it's been clarified, 10 feet to the rail
10 feet to the rail.
and 5 feet to the neighbor to the south.
That would make sense.
There you go.
I just wanted to say, so we normally go to a zero lot line, so
And
on that side, but the only one, Commissioner Lack, if I can, it's the one to the south that you're questioning only because that's the only one that actually applies. Everything else is just pro forma.
So we're giving them a bit more buffer there.
So you can ask them about that one.
Okay,
Okay,
well, you're very
thank you.
welcome.
Good question. Commissioners, any other questions? Commissioners? Okay, then we will move to our professionals. Mr. Slaw? I don't have any questions for Mr. Wagner. Okay, thank you. Ms. Mack?
I have a few.
Okay,
I will apologize to the board. As you may know, Ron is representing CME tonight. The two people who wrote this plan are no longer with CME.
okay.
It's very recent, and so I will say that I did do comments on this plan. A couple of them are in, a couple of them are not in, and I really just think it might, maybe you can answer that, but I think it's just transition that Mika and Nathan have left the firm, and Ron is here tonight representing this plan. And so if you bear with me, it's not
Sure.
long, but it's a few things I would like to put on the record. As I said, I did review the plan, and so let's get through the little ones. We always have traffic preemption in our plans for the fire department. We've had them for 14 years. It's not in the plan. I had mentioned that in my comments. I would hope that the board would approve adding in what they always do, which is that we would have signal preemption for the fire department. It's been in our plans for, it's just a requirement. We've always had it in our plan. She worked for us for 7 years. So I think it was just a de minimis typo type of thing where maybe they were all leaving and they didn't get a chance to put it in. So that's not a big deal. The second one, though, is to the setback. You are on New Jersey Transit's light rail line. You always have, always in the past, along FUE, and I think most of you know this, always you say that the setback is 0, but as approved by New Jersey Transit. And every time you've gone in, everybody's gone in, they've always gotten it. But the importance there is that it's more into the building. When you're building a building on the light rail line, you have a crane that could hit a high wire and cause a safety problem for the people building it. So it's been in every plan along Avenue E on that side. I don't see it in this plan. I did comment on it. I would hope that the board considers a few minor modifications for Mr. Frankenstein to do. He will be able to do that. Otherwise, I will take it to the council because it's a safety issue that I would have to at least address. So that takes me through the little things. The other thing, and Mr. Foote did make the comments, he forgot to put in the percentage for open space, but you included that, so I'm happy for that.
It's there.
I want to go back and, to the bulk standards, to the maximum building height. In your plan, which is 2, 3, 4, you said maximum building height 5 stories, 60 feet, which implies to me every story is 12 feet, which is normal. But it says you go 70 feet if, because of mechanical parking, which they put in this as 17 feet, I would have put 20. But that only adds up to 65 feet, and then they say, and then you're gonna have the rooftop apertures, I never can say that word, that's only 15 feet or 20 feet. So I recommended in my comments back to Mr. Foote, he at least make it 80. Because if you go to 80 feet, which I believe is reasonable, then if they happen to come in, they can still get a variation from you for 10 additional feet, 10%, which I believe the building can be built within. 70 feet, put you at a variance. And I think it's not in the interest of the developer or us. This is the city's plan. I think we should go with the additional feet. So again, I don't really care if this is done tonight, if Ron wants to discuss it with the city, but I'm just saying, I don't want to put the board in a position where we're writing a plan that, yeah, the variance from that you can't get. So I'm just asking that be considered. I did that once before with Mr. Foote, where, I just thought he needed more footage. So again, it's a technical issue maybe. I don't know who your architect is, but I would ask the board to consider, based on calculation of 65 feet plus the rooftop, it's going to be over 70 feet. things are just, traffic signal preemption's always been in the plan. New Jersey Transit's always been in the plan. They always give you they give you the permit, but they want to be informed because, you're on there right away, basically, or you're adjacent to the right away. We've always had those in place. Again, I don't think this was something done purposely on the two. I think people just, if they were walking out the door, they probably just didn't get a chance to read, because he did change the open space, which was important to us. And then this question on the height, and your professional planner, Mr. Sambe is in the audience, who's, I think, is the architect for it. I just think the 10 feet additional there, I think, will save us all from coming back and having to send this to the zoning board.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Mack. Okay, are there any members of the public that have a question for Mr. Reinerson regarding his testimony? Okay, I don't see any questions. Any comments from any members of the public regarding this testimony? Okay, thank you. Commissioners, we've all heard from Mr. Reinerson. We've heard Ms. Mack's comments regarding some of the items that she suggests be included, notably the traffic preemption, just the language on the setback regarding New Jersey Transit, max building height, adjusting that. I'm fine with all of those adjustments. If any commissioners would like to comment about those, I welcome comments. Otherwise, I believe we will be recommending these additions and moving it forward with our, with a vote that is in the affirmative.
I just have a question
Sure.
on how those revisions would come to my office, by way of an amended letter or a revised one?
Let's hear from the planner.
I would prefer to actually, if we can, do a red line of the plan so you can see where the changes are, and give you a clean copy and a marked up copy. Because if I change the plan, I don't want you to have to read through 30 pages to see where I made the changes. And I'll give you a little outline about here.
Well,
here's the-
it's not for us specifically. It would be more for the council when they get it.
Yeah,
Could
I
we
mean,
get the
it's
red
me, so if one- yeah, go ahead, Alicia.
If you provide a cover letter outlining the revisions
Mhm.
with a corrected copy, I can forward that to council in that manner.
That sounds good.
Been the most efficient in the past.
I'm all ears.
Thank you.
And I think just, it's your plan. Now, CME's letters on this is Bayonne's plan, so we'll try to make you happy here and make it nice and clean.
If you can email me tomorrow, you and I can work out the logistics of how to get those to me.
You got it.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Reinerson. Thank you, Alicia. Okay, with that said, I will make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
And on the vote, please.
Chairperson Fiamonte.
Aye.
Vice Chair Velardo.
Aye.
Commissioner Booker.
Aye.
Commissioner Lubach.
Aye.
Commissioner Locke.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheibel. The redevelopment plan has been approved.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Next on the agenda,
Next on the agenda is a carry of the matter of P25-024, presentation of an amendment to the redevelopment plan for property located within the Bayonne Harbor area recognized as Block 800, Lot 1, Block 801, Lot 1, Block 600, Lots 1.01, 2, and 3, Block 645, Lot 1, and Block 660, Lot 1, as shown on the tax maps of the city of Bayonne. This matter is not going to be heard this evening. The amendments have not been brought forward at this point. We'd like to carry it to our next meeting, which is what, Alicia?
October 14th.
October 14th. Yes,
We've been changed, which, according to Mr. Reichel, it's block 660.01, lot 1 now. They've all been consolidated with a plat of consolidation, which was done last year, I think maybe September. not reflected yet on the tax maps.
Okay, then we can amend the block and lot to reflect what Mr. Slough has said based upon Mr. Reichel's representations to him. And then I would take a motion to carry this to the 14th without any further notice on the part of the applicant.
I'll move. And on the vote?
And on the vote, Chairperson Fiamonte.
Aye.
Vice Chair Velardo.
Aye.
Commissioner Booker.
Aye.
Commissioner Lubach.
Aye.
Commissioner Locke.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheibel.
Aye.
And that is going to be on for the 14th. Next on the agenda is P-25-023 Emerald Valley Holdings LLC. Site is 261 Broadway, Block 272, lots 22 and 23. Applicant is proposing to demolish the existing one-story, one-unit building on one lot and the two-story, one residential unit and one commercial unit, and construct a five-story building containing 8 residential units, variance relief sought for parking, usable open space, and curb cut. Mr. Ceccanini. Mr. Ceccanini and I had a discussion in the hall in which I said that because title had been transferred out of Emerald Valley into the name of a individual, that divested us of jurisdiction because of one of the variances that might be required on this one, namely a floor area ratio. Therefore, this board does not have jurisdiction to hear this matter this evening. Is that correct, Mr. Ceccanini?
Yes, thank you for making us aware of that potential jurisdictional issue. We would ask the board to kindly permit us to carry the application until the next meeting, just so we have time to discuss with our client and figure out the way forward at this point.
In the event that you can concur with my assessment here, it would not be necessary for us to have a hearing, and you will send us a letter withdrawing this application, because it would have to go to the zoning board.
We're discussing that with our, we're going to discuss that with the property owner, and yes, absolutely. If we're not going to move forward, we will advise the formal withdrawal.
Okay. So, based upon Mr. Ceccanini's representation, we would like to carry this to the 14th as well,
Okay,
without any further notice on the part of the applicant.
okay. I'll move to carry it. And on the vote?
On the vote, Chairperson Fiamonte.
Aye.
Commissioner, Vice Chair Velardo.
Aye.
Commissioner Booker.
Aye.
Commissioner Lubach.
Aye.
Commissioner Locke.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheibel. Aye. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ceccanini.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, we have come to the conclusion of this evening, and it's resolution time. First resolution is P-24-034, the redevelopment plan for 626-628 Avenue E, Block 405, Lot 31.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
And on the vote?
Chairperson Fiamonte.
Aye.
Vice Chair Velardo.
Aye.
Commissioner Booker.
Aye.
Commissioner Lubach.
Aye.
Commissioner Locke.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheibel.
Aye.
And last resolution on the agenda for this evening is 15 East 23rd Street LLC. Let me rephrase that. 15 East 23rd Street E.
20. No.
15E 23rd Street Urban Renewal LLC. Site is 15 East 23rd Street, Block 198, lots 1 and 2. And that was an application that was approved at the last board meeting. Can I get a motion and a motion and a second to approve that application?
I'll move. Second. And on the vote?
Chairperson Fiamonte.
Aye.
Vice Chair Velardo.
Abstain.
Commissioner Booker.
Aye.
Commissioner Lubach.
Abstain.
Commissioner Locke.
Aye.
Commissioner Scheibel.
Okay.
Yes, we can. We need a secretary this evening, pro tem, which means temporarily, to sign plans because our secretary, Mr. Becker, has resigned, left the board, was what I was going to say. Yeah, trying to think of a nice way to say he's no longer sitting with us here.
We thank him for his service.
Would, Yeah, would you like to be the volunteer? Can I get a vote from the board to appoint Vice Chair Velardo as the Secretary Pro Tem for this? A motion and a second, and
Okay.
then I'll ask for the vote, sorry.
I'll make a motion to assign her as pro temp
Okay.
secretary. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Maria.
I'll second.
Okay, so we just need a vote?
Just a vote. Chairperson Fiamonte.
Aye.
Vice Chair Velardo.
Aye.
Commissioner Booker.
Aye.
Commissioner Lubach.
Aye.
Commissioner Locke. Commissioner Scheibel.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Got to speak fast. Sorry, Sue. At this point, we can take a motion and a second to adjourn.
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening. Still.